We are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 109, where we discuss recent K-pop news and events, have a visit from Cousin Harold, and give you the state of the nation. Let's get it. Alright, news and events from last week. You know, Chuseok weekend, or Chuseok week was a couple weeks ago. There was no news. Now there's way too much news. But we still gotta give you all the news. This is gonna be a long episode this week, guys. Alright, the first one, a little bit sad. Jeongyeon to sit out Eyes Wide Open promotions. On October 17th, JYP Entertainment released a statement about Twice's Jeongyeon and her future activities. The statement was in English. Some of the wording's a little awkward, so just bear with it. I'm going to read the entire statement. So it goes, Hello, this is JYP Entertainment. We would like to inform you about Jeongyeon's current health situation and her further participation in Twice's activities. Currently, Jeongyeon is experiencing psychological anxiousness in moving forward with her schedule. Therefore, after deep discussions with Jeongyeon herself and the other Twice members, we have decided that it is needed for Jeongyeon to have sufficient rest and absolute stability, accompanied by professional medical measures. Because we value our artists' mental and physical health more than anything, we inform you that Jeongyeon will be unable to attend Twice's activities regarding the second full album for the time being. We will keep you updated on any changes in the future. We ask for your love and support for Jeongyeon's future recovery. Twice are set to drop their second album, Eyes Wide Open, on October 26th on Korean Standard Time.
Well, I mean, I hope she feels better soon. If she gets better soon.
Yeah, it's obviously a tough situation. Twice already had so Mina sat out for a long time because of mental health issues. So this is the second member to do that. I want to commend JYP as a company, though. They seem to be really emphasizing mental health among their artists. Because you remember Day 6's J took some time off as well because of mental health, and they allowed Mina to do so, and now Jeongyeon. I think overall that's a positive thing. Obviously, as fans, it's a little sad, right? Because you want to see 9 Twice girls doing their Twice thing on the stage, right? You want to see them with their eyes wide open. That's right on October 26th. Right. But yeah, obviously we want the best for her. But as fans, you can feel a little sad about this because you want to see 9 members. I don't think that's a bad thing to feel sad about it. But at the same time, as fans, we want what's best for our favorite artists and for any artist, and this is probably the correct decision, right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm glad they're able to let her rest. I'm glad they are willing to change what was probably the industry standard like 7 or so years ago, to let people kind of take time off their schedules to kind of, recover from issues like this. Because it's a real issue, whether you believe it or not. On one aspect, I'm glad. On one aspect, I'm definitely sad.
Yeah. Anu, do you have anything to say?
Well, sending the best of wishes to her and hoping that she has like a rest time period and that things work out for her personally. But I also feel like, I don't know, I do feel like we hear about these kind of news, and I do commend the company for taking it seriously and providing them with this opportunity to take care of themselves, because I think that's first and foremost for everybody. Take care of yourself, make sure that you're okay before you can do things for others, right? Before work, before anything else, you be okay. But I don't know, I do hope that it gets addressed somehow so that there's more preventative measures in some way as too, so that it doesn't come to this all the time. Or like, yes, it's good that they're being aware and providing rest periods, but like also making sure that it doesn't come to that rest period of having to sit out. I think totally that could be done as well. So I think it's a step forward, of course, for JYP and all their entertainments to do this and listen to their artists and how they feel, but also like in the before period, before any of this happens, it'd be good.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, all right, being on camera is a very stressful thing. The amount of work that these idols do is kind of crazy. If you develop some form of like mental health issues, particularly with like anxiety of being on a stage or in front of a camera, that's crippling, right?
Yes.
There's a thing in baseball called the yips. So the yips is when someone loses the ability to like throw the ball.
Oh no.
Do you know how embarrassed? Like, there's a guy right now. They just got eliminated by the Houston Astros. There's a guy named Jose Altuve. Regardless of what you think of that team, because they cheated a couple years ago,
Oh no.
like for a long period of time. But he's like an all-star caliber player. This postseason, so the playoffs, he's lost the ability to throw the ball.
Oh my.
Oh.
Like, he mentally has, I think he's had like 4 or 5 errors, which means he just threw it like completely in the wrong direction, right? I wouldn't say that's a perfect 1-for-1 match, but imagine your job is to be in front of the camera, and all of a sudden being in front of a camera gives you extreme amounts of stress and anxiety. It must be debilitating.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
It must be so exhausting to deal with that. And to conclude this bit, I hope the best for Jeongyeon. I hope she takes the amount of time she needs to come back. I hope they don't rush it. When honestly, the way JYP has been dealing with mental health over the past, I want to say like 18 months, it seems like they have the right ideas, and we wish her the best of luck. All right. Next one. Tons of boy group debuts announced. So I'm going to go in like time order. So not in terms of like when these articles were in, but in terms of when these groups are going to debut. MLD Entertainment has started sharing teaser images for their upcoming 9-member group T1419 and announced that they will debut on October 27th. And this debut is in partnership between MLD Entertainment, NHN Bugs, and Sony Music Korea. The images have, the teaser images have featured the name Teen 1419 or Teenager 1419, and the members in the photos were given identifiers T02, T07, T21, T24, T25, T28, T33, T48, and T82.
Wow.
I don't know what the hell is going on with that. Like,
No names? Oh,
what
my.
is that?
That's
Interesting.
why they're people, right? Give them names.
Yeah.
There's so many awkward things going on here. Number one, if it's like, I was thinking about it, T14, T19, maybe they're doing the teenage years, but then they left out 13 for some reason. I don't know what that's about.
Oh, yeah.
These identifiers, are they Terminators? Because, you know, like in the Terminator series, you were given like a T with a number if you were a Terminator. I don't know what MLD Entertainment's, like, Momoland hasn't had the greatest time, and now we got this. Additionally, you're pigeonholing yourself into the name teen or teenager. What happens when they're in their 20s?
It becomes 20s. 02,
Oh.
20s, 20s, 14, 19.
It just feels a little weird, right? Like, I really don't know. But additionally, Woollim Entertainment's new boy group Drippin', which is a weird name in itself, will be debuting on October 28th, the day after the T1419 group. Woollim is home to artists including Infinite, Lovelyz, Golden Child, and Rocket Punch. Additionally, FNC's P1 Harmony will also be debuting on the same day.
Oh, my. So much.
Go Drippin'.
So within like
Go
a
Hubei.
you know how like most K-pop's released at 5 a.m. Eastern time or 6 p.m. Korean time in the afternoon? Within a literal 24-hour period, we might have 3 debuts. If you think
Wow.
about it like that.
Yeah.
That seems like too much. Like, I feel like a lot of these companies are forgetting that there are other days and months in the year you could be debuting your groups.
What are you talking about? I thought there's only 2 days in October.
It seems like a lot of these groups, so BTS is coming back sometime in November, NCT is coming back again in November as well, right?
Right.
It seems like a lot of these other groups are trying to avoid them, but at the same time, there's a ridiculous amount of groups coming back right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do. Yeah. Lastly, today on October 19th, B-Lift confirmed that ENHYPEN will be debuting in November. So at least they know November's a month.
Lots of boy groups. This time
Let
around
me
the
put
year.
it this way. There are so many groups in the next 2 weeks, we might not be able to cover any of these debuting boy groups.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's a little sad.
That's literally how,
Wow.
like, let me put it in perspective, right? The week that they're set to come back in for us, so you know how we record on Monday night, so
Right.
it's you have a Tuesday to Monday window, right? Is the songs we cover. The week they're coming, the week they're debuting, right? They have CIX.
Oh.
That teen group is Teen 1419 is debuting. KDA, P1 Harmony, Drippin', Super Junior KRY, JBJ95, CL, Songmino, AB6 Monster X.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
That is all within that one like Tuesday to Monday window from the 27th to November 2nd.
Okay. It's a little tight.
Yes.
I'm honestly thinking with some forethought that maybe we don't cover these debuts in full, but we have a news section and just give a little bit of comments onto which ones we thought were the best.
Yeah, maybe
I'll check them out for sure.
Because there's no way we can cover 9 songs or something. So
No. Yeah.
And I think obviously Prio goes to like the bigger established artists. So that's the thing.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the one out of those 3, so I'm talking T1419, Drippin', and P1 Harmony. I think Warren's most excited for Drippin', you know, right?
Go Bullet!
Yeah, you got to drip, drip, drip. Shout out to Hinapia.
Oh my goodness.
Anir, are you excited for any of these, or are you just like confused?
I will. Well, even if we don't cover them in full in the show, I will definitely check them out because I think a lot of these are like they're kind of the new groups out of companies, right? So they had a long period of time where they haven't debuted a group yet, so it'd be interesting. I'll check them out.
Yeah, like MLD Entertainment. I don't know. I don't think they have a boy group.
Yeah, this is new for them.
Bulim, they have Golden Child is the youngest group there.
Right.
It seems a little bit early for me to debut another boy group. Additionally, FNC has a lot of boy groups, but I believe this is like a K-pop specific one. So their most recent K-pop focused one is SF9.
Correct.
FNC.
And Golden Child's I think been around for like 3 or 4 years now, so
Yeah.
it's not too crazy.
All right, let's move on to quick takes. On October 14th, Big Hit had a massive first day of trading with their stock closing at about 90% above the IPO price.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so the initial like evaluation IPO price was 135,000 Korean won. So 135 is the number you're remembering in your head. I'm not going to give dollar amounts today. It closed at 258,000. So it went from 135 to 258 on the first day. And at that closing, it made Big Hit worth about 8.7 trillion won, or 7.6 billion at closing.
Man.
That would be if all of their company was in stock and they just sold it in one shot, it would have been $7.6 billion. That figure is greater than SM, YG, and JYP combined.
What?
Jesus. Okay.
But it came back to earth. The stock fell back down. On the second day of trading, shares fell about 22.3% as the shares began to stabilize.
Okay.
So I'm going to give like a timeline now of the price so you can see what's going on, right? Opening day, IPO price is 135,000, right? The second the stock opened, it jumped to 270,000. Then it spiked at 327,000.
Oh my.
And then it went back down and it closed at 253. The second day, which was the Friday, it went down to 202,000. And today, on Monday, the third day, it's down to 189,000. So, overall, if you did not have the stock at the IPO price and you bought it right when the stock went active at 270,000, you are down 30% right now. If you bought it when it was at its peak at 327,000, like the worst possible time, you've lost like 40% of the money you put in.
Oh my
But
goodness.
if you're someone who was lucky enough to get the stock at the IPO price, you are up 40% still. Now,
So,
yeah. So for people who don't know a ton about stocks, this is very typical for stocks to jump and then settle at an actual number. I still don't think we're settled down at a final like base level yet, so we'll still have to see. But I think a lot of people might have invested money and don't know a lot of things about the stock market and might have lost a lot of money.
Oh my goodness.
I did a bit of research into like Korean communities with stocks and whatnot. I'm not really normally active in the stock community, but I did some research into it. The overwhelming opinion seems to be that there seems to be some sort of bubble because of the individual level investors going a little too ham in the beginning.
It artificially inflated the price.
Right. Because Big Hit, they know the name Big Hit. They clearly know BTS is doing really well and globally. So they were like, okay, let's invest everything I got, and then you end up in a situation where it's overhyped and it blows
Yeah.
up. That being said, I hope none of our listeners lost any money.
Bro, imagine you're like, I didn't get the starting price. I'm gonna buy it the second it goes up, right? You're down 30% right now. For reference, in the United States stock average, it goes up about 7% a year, right? If this was an American stock, you would expect to get back your 30% in about 4 years. If this was fluctuating like an average U.S. like the market fluctuates, that's a big oof.
Yeah, again, I mean, like, none of this has to do with how BTS is doing or Big Hit is doing, right?
No.
A lot of this bubble, a lot of this artificial inflation came from these individual investors, ants, we call them in Korea, going a little too ham.
They're paying for it now because I was reading translations of people who don't buy stocks who bought a ton of this, thinking it's gonna go to the moon, and now they lost a ton of money. The moral of the story is stock market is confusing. Talk to someone who knows about it and give you good advice, because if you don't know what you're doing, you could have lost a ton of money on this. And it's honestly not Big Hit's fault. They don't expect their company to be worth $8 billion. That's just what happened. And honestly, the stock will probably end up at where it should be. But right now, it's crazy. Yeah.
Please do not jump into the river today.
Yeah. Next, on October 12th, Naver Z, the developers of the popular AR avatar app Zepeto, I think, revealed that Big Hit and YG have invested a total of 12 billion Korean won, which is about $10 million USD, into the product.
Wow.
With Big Hit investing, I believe, 7 billion Korean won and YG investing 5 billion.
Wow.
So how do I pronounce this, Warren?
It's like the guy from Pinocchio.
Zepeto.
It's a Zepeto! Hey, the Big Hit and YG, the best Zepeto!
Oh my goodness.
I'm walking in! Okay,
That's not even the right country anymore.
That's Staten Island. That's We're at Staten Island all of a
not
sudden.
where Pinocchio's from.
Hey, I'm walking in, Pinocchio. Your nose is so big. But yeah, so that's a lot of money to invest in an AR avatar app. I don't know if that's the best decision, but
I don't know why. Maybe the comments can explain, but I did see a big overlap between K-pop fans and people who use this app. I don't know why.
They had they released like the avatar versions of some of the Blackpink songs using their
Okay, that makes
their
sense.
platform. So, yeah. Next, FNC Entertainment has signed an exclusive distribution contract with Kakao M for both music and music-related content. So it seems like because a lot of these umbrella companies are forming, people are starting to have to weave like strong connections with other big companies, I would say.
Okay, late-stage capitalism.
Next, Hanto, it's not Hanteo, it's Hanto, introduced a new certification plaque system for the first week sales of new albums. Certifications will be broken up into categories male/female, /mixed group, as well as male and female solo divisions. Certifications will be broken up into levels for 1 million sales, 500,000 sales, and 100,000 sales, with plaques also being issued for each additional million album sales past 1 million.
Okay.
So on their website, they say like this song went or this album went nuts. Here's the plaques it earned, right? So it's more like an internal like tiering system of how well these albums did.
Is that the name of the plaque? It went nuts.
Yes, big nuts all over the place.
What? No.
Next, on October 19th, Sunmi became the next artist to join Weverse. No, it's Weverse. Joining the big hit umbrella artist BTS, TXT, G-Friend, 17 and Newest. I hope I'm not missing anyone there. As well as non-big hit artist CL, P1 Harmony, and Weeekly. You know, this fan cafe thing, right, used to go on these other platforms.
Right.
I don't even know who they're developed by. So they used to not be on Weverse. Now it seems like everyone is moving to Weverse for their what is more or less a fan cafe.
They're Big Hit is fulfilling on their promise, right? Like that they want it to be on IT platform. They're slowly becoming an IT platform. That's kind of wild. It's kind of crazy.
These are some big names too. It seems like everyone who's like new or doesn't have one is starting to just go on Weverse instead of traditional places. Next, Dreamcatcher held a fan sign today on October 19th through My Music Taste, which marked the return of Handong after her long absence from the group as she was stuck in Korea due to the COVID-19 pandemic after Youth With You ended.
Stuck in China, right?
Yeah, stuck in, what did I say? Stuck where?
Korea.
Where did I say? Oh, stuck in, yeah, that would be, yeah, she's stuck in China. Well, not anymore. The group also announced their second online concert, Dystopia 7 Spirits, for November 7th. So if you don't know, Handong is a Chinese member of Dreamcatcher. She went on the a show in China, which is pretty much their version of like Produce. It was called Youth With You. So Youth With You happened during the pandemic. So that show ran really long, right? It was like 5 months or something. They were stuck there because they were in like a bubble essentially. That show ended. Handong is specifically from Wuhan, I believe.
Oh.
And most of Korea, like if you lived in China, I believe you were able to come into Korea, but because she was from Wuhan specifically, they didn't let you travel for a really long time.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but overall, I'm really happy for her to finally be back. It's been like a long time.
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a long. They released 2 songs while she was gone, I believe.
Oh my.
Oh.
But I also heard from some of the I think it's Insomnias. I want to. Is that their fan club
Yeah,
name?
that's their fan club name?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought
Okay,
you were
yeah.
in Insomnia, Douglas.
I mean, I'm a.
You don't know what you are?
Sorry, but I heard from some of them on our Discord that she recorded like 7 songs over the past couple
wow.
of days. So they're recording like a OT7 version of the songs with her in it.
I see.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Next, in terms of online concerts, we got another one. Stray Kids have announced the Unlock Go Live in Life online concert on November 22nd. We watched a online concert on our Discord this morning, the LOONA one.
Oh,
did you guys post
nice.
that?
It was actually pretty hype. I didn't watch all of it. I watched some of it. It's interesting because there's no audience, right? So the second the song ends, they're like huffing and puffing. They're trying to drink water.
Oh, no.
it's a bit of a hot mess, but in a good way. But next, BTS won Best Social Artist at the 2020 Billboard Music Awards.
Congratulations.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
The next one. This one's kind of crazy. I don't know if you know this one. G.Idol Twice and Becca Boom have been confirmed to be a part of KDA's upcoming EP, All Out. And Becca Boom
What?
is one of Blackpink's main producers / writers. Yes, it's confirmed, Warren.
Wow.
How is okay? Becca Boom, I'm assuming is producing.
I know. I think she's singing on one of them.
Oh, she's
What?
singing too. Okay.
I believe so.
Okay, so is it KDA featuring G.Idol, KDA featuring Twice, and KDA featuring Becca Boom?
I think the G.Idol members. I want to say Minnie is involved this time as well. I don't know if
Oh,
it's all
okay.
the members.
Certain members, not all of them.
No, Twice though. It's 9. They
All 9?
specifically said all 9, and they've also said like all 9 have singing parts. It's not just like
wow.
all 9 of them singing. I believe.
This is like
Interesting.
Isn't
we're
that
getting-
crazy?
Yeah.
How
this
did
is
they do
like
that?
A K-pop posse track over here, like a K-pop cipher, like. Oh my goodness.
Isn't that's kind
That's
of
kinda
crazy, right?
To get 9 people to feature on a track, like that's kind of ambitious. I want to see what that sounds like. I'm kind of curious now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To backtrack a little, I don't know which specific G.Idol members are on there. I might have made that up, so it is what it is. I don't know which ones are on there.
Liar,
Don't call me
Douglas
out on
over
that.
here.
But Twice, I know that they're all confirmed for that. That's when I read that, I was like, really? That's
Wow.
happening?
Pretty wild, yeah.
Lastly, Crush, EXO's Chen, Pentagon Hui, former AB6 member Youngmin, and Block B's Park Kyung all announced during the past week that they will be enlisting in the military by the end of the year at various dates.
Oh man.
We here at SojuTalk wish them the best of luck and hope for their safe return. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those are pretty big too. Specifically, I want to say Crush and Pentagon's Hui going is a big deal. All of them are a big deal. Chen as well. But Pentagon losing Hui is going to make things interesting, I would say, for them.
Huh. I thought you would mention this in the news, but you didn't.
Oh, you
What?
can name it.
Yeah. So big hit. Yesterday, as of today, on October 18th, finished the acquisition process of Pledis.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I could give some detail on that. I had that on here at one point and I took it off.
Oh, okay. Did you? Okay.
Essentially, the Fair Trade Commission in Korea, which is like a regulatory body,
공정거래위원회.
yes,
Those boys.
they more or less said it's fine. You can take 95% of their stock, which is what they got, I believe. Something like that.
Wow.
Is it 95? It's some kind of big number like that.
Something.
They essentially acquired it. That regulatory body is just, it's an anti-monopoly like thing. So they're just making sure that everything's clean, that they're allowed to do it. 100% approved, which means it's official. 100% that Big Hit has acquired Pledis.
They're big boys now.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. This is sort of breaking news. 14 girl group members are set to appear on the next Knowing Bros episode.
14?
14.
What?
Lovely's Miju and Jisoo, Momoland, Jui and Nancy, G-Friend Eunha and Umji, April's Naeun and Chaekyung, Ujusonyo, Subin and Dayoung, Wakey Makey's Yujong and Doyeon, and G-Idol's Miyeon and Yugi.
Where's Rocket Punch?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 14 kids out of 7 groups, and Rocket Punch ain't anywhere on there. Sorry, Mark.
Okay, and they're not. I don't. The names you mentioned, I don't think they're that level yet. To be frank, but I mean, like, how are they gonna handle 14 people on one
That's
show at the same time?
lot.
Yeah,
Playing a lot of games this time around.
But we're now at comebacks and releases. Warren, hit us with them.
Guess what I did before you hit me with it, right? Like,
You checked the days of the
I
week.
checked the dates, and you
There
were
you
correct. Good job, Douglas. So, on October 20th, on Tuesday, we have Mamamoo with a pre-release, as well as Crush featuring Taeyeon. October 21st, on Wednesday, we have Gravity and Alexa. October 26th, next Monday, we have DKB, also known as Takubi, and TXT, and Twice. On other confirmed release news, we have CIX on October 27th, Paul Kim October 27th, JBJ95 October 28th, T1419 October 27th. The debut, that was in the wrong order. Haha, Douglas, you failed again. Drippin debuting on October 28th, CL on October 29th, Mino on October 30th, AB6 on November 2nd, Park Ji-hoon on November 4th, Cat7 sometime in November, Momoland in November, Hypen confirmed for November, Ha Sung-un in November, Nari in November, and Elastic
I think it's
Elast in November.
Wow.
It's getting out of hand here, guys.
That list.
That's like a whole lineup for an award show right there. So like, this gets really getting out of hand this October, November, and the crazy thing, I think it's a bunch of things. I think it's a lot of companies are trying to avoid the big ones in November. I think that goes without saying. I also think there's this a little bit of a return to normalcy in the music industry a little bit after. I'm not saying COVID's over by any stretch of the imagination, but it seems like at least in terms of how to do K-pop, they figured out how to be safe now. So everyone thinks it's okay now to release their things. And a lot of people had been sitting on content during the pandemic, like hard times. So I think everyone's like, it's time to go, and it's happening. Yeah. We're now at hot takes and fuego questions with Cousin Harold, so I'm gonna go get Cousin Harold, and I believe this week it's not really a hot take or a fuego questions. It's sort of like a statement that we're gonna react to. So I'll go get him.
So it's a something with, or like a statement with Harold? Is it
Yeah.
salty statement?
Salty
with Harold?
statement. Oh.
Salty statement with Harold. There we go.
Saucy statement.
Yes.
Oh, saucy statement.
Saucy, yeah, saucy. Yeah. But the weekly the hot take thing or a question, I don't know
Yes.
this week. I'm feeling dumb like Warren is.
Salty statement.
I'll make it spicy though. Pre-debut work has become essential for the success of new groups. You gonna be poo-poo ass. Bye-bye, everyone. Yeah. Nice hoodie, bro. Way to dress up for the pod. Bye.
Thanks. This is never that. I got it on sale, man. It was a nice
Oh.
cut. I know. It's sale.
All right,
It's sold for $90. Bought it for $35.
So the salty statement is pre-debut work has become essential for the success of new groups, or you're going to be poo-poo ass, as Harold said.
Okay.
And this was submitted by JJ Baker on the Discord, so shout out
thank
to
you.
JJ Baker. He is a large NCT fan, so shout out to that. All right.
Let's talk about pre-debut work.
Pre-debut work has become essential for the success of new groups. I overwhelmingly think this is the case these days.
I See, there's something about the end of that question or that statement where it says essential for
poo-poo SS?
success, right?
Yeah.
No,
That part,
no.
okay.
The need for it to be successful, right? And
Mhm.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh!
That's the only part where I'm
Oh,
like,
can I make something clear? JJ Baker did not add the poo ass part.
oh,
Harold
of course
did.
not, of course not.
No,
That was all
Harold.
Harold.
And also, whenever someone submits one, we do reword it a little bit, so it's not their specific
Yeah.
wording.
Yes.
We reserve the right to do that.
The script also does not have those specific words on it. Harold just kind of added it in last minute, I think.
Ad-lib.
So it's okay. Well, Anita, I
Yes.
think I disagree with you.
Really?
I think it's inevitable that if you're not doing pre-debut work, I don't know what you're doing with your money. You're just wasting money right now. Look,
I agree.
K-pop is all about building a fandom. It's about building a royal customer base. That's what it is. At the
You
end
mean
of
loyal?
the day,
Loyal customer base. You said royal, like they're royalty, dude.
royalty.
Maybe,
yeah. Because they're all kings and queens, you know. Haha, look at me. Look. I think at the end of the day, right? Like, you want to go out the gate strong. You want to start on a good note, right? Nobody wants to start on a poor note, right? Like, you gotta do some prep work. You gotta familiarize the people a little bit, so that when they go out the gates, they're new, but at the same time, people are like willing to consume them.
I see it like this. I don't think it's like necessary, right? Obviously, nothing's necessary for a group. I think if you don't have pre-debut work or you don't have notable people in your group, you set yourself at such a big disadvantage to everyone else.
I feel like that is that distinction though of like pre-debut work as a group, right? Because that's what I assumed in this statement, right?
I consider it like any kind of notoriety, personally.
Ah, okay, that's where I differentiated it because I think yes, having people that are well known in your group does affect that, but the whole group being exposed pre-debut is different to me.
Okay, I
Like
see
I think
that.
it's a different level at least.
For someone like me though, like the way I see it, it's like, let's put it this way: if I did not have a lot of notable people, right, like Johan, Dohan, people would not care about that group. They only care because they've done stuff pre-debut. Additionally, even with like a massive company, right, with like JYP Entertainment, if people didn't know Yeji and Ryujin through like the competition shows they were on, and didn't know Chaeryeong because she was on some things as well, I think it would have been a lot harder for them to grow as fast as they did. I don't think that's too crazy to say.
No, I completely agree with you. And like when you're talking about going out the gates and like debuting a group, when you already have a couple people that is actively supporting these groups, you know, spreading the good word, you know, posting fan cams on Twitter or whatever. If you have people doing that already, while it's like if there's a new group and there's like not enough people doing that, of course the one with people are gonna grow faster. It's just
Yeah,
exponential growth.
Let's put it this way. Let me switch it again. So Anita was trying to point at like we having group stuff as a group, right? Or released as like this is a member of this new group, right? Is that more or less what you're saying on their like YouTube or whatever, right?
You're right.
I think that is not as important as your trainees just being notable. Because when I think of it, right? Let's say we have this let's say we have the new group Drippin' or whatever. We have P1 Harmony, right? We have the Terminator group, Terminator Boys, right?
Teenager.
The Teenager Terminators, right?
1419.
Out of all of
Yes.
those groups, on a personal level, I don't really know anyone who's going to be in those groups, right? I might through the grapevine once I see the names, but right now I don't really know anyone, right? It makes me a lot less excited than what I was for like Weeekly. Now, I'm not even saying my hype for Weeekly was that high, but the other thing I want to say is even if those groups release content on their YouTube or things like that, right? I don't know how hype it would make me because I don't think I'd like it would be in my regular repertoire of things I'm gonna consume in terms of content. But if they're on like a reality show that I'm watching, right, or they're they were an actor before, or I knew them from the past, they were in something else, I think that pays humongous dividends in what you're trying to do.
Right.
I guess it comes down to, sorry, Warren. What I wanted to say into that comment though is that it comes down to what kind of pre-debut work you're doing then, because if it's company based and it's company centered, like it doesn't really interact with maybe general audience stuff, maybe it won't be in that general audience perspective like anyway. But if you aim for that, like when we mention people who were on survival shows, competitions, right, that was more in the general audience perspective, like people that are not gonna be like 100% like looking for this, but it's a reality variety show, right? It's like it's a competition, there's drama, there's editing, it's just for entertainment, right? So I feel like it depends on the type of work that you do then more than anything.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think nothing is better. Well, no, something is better than nothing. You know, like if you do anything, and there's another group that does nothing, of course the one with like something is gonna gain more traction than the one with nothing. That's my, at the end of the day, that's what I think. And I also want to refute on your point a little bit about the group internal thing, a company internal thing, because we had shows like 16, and we had shows like No Mercy that had Monsta X come out of it. People latched onto that show, and maybe you could make the argument that JYP fans could be JYP fans, but like Starship doesn't have like a huge Starship fandom, and people somehow latched onto the show and watched it. You know, like I think at the end of the day, whether it be individual level basis or company level basis or group level basis, or you're sending them on produced shows or whatever, something is always better than nothing. Unless that kid had like horrible image on the show.
I also think that this necessity for pre-debut work is bigger for the smaller companies.
Yeah.
Because I think the higher up you go, the less pre-work you need to do because your company comes with a brand of hype anyway.
Yeah.
With a group like TXT, I didn't really know anyone before the fact. They might have been on stuff, but I just really didn't know that much. But because they're from Big Hit, I'm like, they're gonna be good. We gotta watch it, right? There's built-in hype. But for like a company like We Entertainment, I knew nothing about it, right? If they don't have pre-debut work, no one's gonna care. To be
individually though, as members.
No, I'm saying I'm saying it, like
both.
I get individually. Well, you mean individually as members?
Because I mean that's how I know like of certain groups, because I recognize individual members from previous, like you say, pre-debut work, right? Like they weren't in a group officially, or maybe they were and then they disbanded or stuff like that. But it's them as an individual, and then they join a group, and then they're introduced. But they didn't do pre-debut work with the group.
I think if we go here with the way you're saying it, pre-debut work as the group, I think if your kids are notable, sometimes it's not even worth it.
Okay, that's kind of where I was going with that too.
Because like, let's say that this Terminator Boys, right? They release random covers or stuff on their YouTube. I think some people would watch because they want to hype a new group, but I think the general public just won't care, to be honest.
Yeah. That's why I feel like for smaller companies, it seems to me that it behooves them to push into a more survival variety type of show, right? They're getting to a broader audience that might not even be like directly interested in the company or in the group yet. And then when they debut, they have like that coming in. But if it's already a big established company and they have a pretty good reputation, pretty well established groups before them, I guess it doesn't seem as essential to me to have that pre-debut work.
I mean, no. I'm gonna again refute you guys on this a little bit. I don't think the general population is the target when they drop videos like this. I don't. If they're expecting like my mom to watch these videos, oh my goodness, they have the wrong business plan. That is not what they should be doing. I think when they're releasing cover videos on YouTube before debut, stuff like that, they're trying to pick up on those multi-stands. You know, people who are like
covers
fanning
of
multiple
other.
groups. Right. If there's a random pre-debut group who's like doing covers of different groups on their YouTube channel,
Yeah. I agree with that.
right? They're definitely not going for general population. They're definitely going for those people who are like fanning, standing multiple groups, that kind of deal. People who are generally interested in K-pop and relying on those people to spread the good word about these groups. That's what they're going for. And at the end of the day, making a YouTube cover video, how much effort is that? Dude,
will you agree though that necessity falls off near the top group to the top companies?
I mean, I think the thing with top groups is that they could be spending their money doing more expensive things, like 16, for example.
A whole show.
Right, or
but
Island.
you agree though, the bigger the bigger the company, the less of a necessity it is.
Yeah, but it comes down to like, are you able to afford it or not? Like small companies
exactly.
can't afford a whole show, right? Like,
okay, I think at a certain point, we were arguing the same thing in different ways. That's what I'm basically trying to tell you. Like,
okay,
We're on the same
that's
page
literally
now.
what I was trying to tell you.
oh, I'm glad you agree. Oh my goodness.
No, okay, so to sum up, Anita sees pre-debut work as pre-debut work within the group that they're going to debut in now.
Correct.
Warren and I see pre-debut work as anything they do before they're in this group or with the group before they debut.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's two separate things. Additionally, Warren thinks it's necessary because obviously you're not trying to hit general people. You're just trying to build a small core before you even start, right? Because that's just helpful.
Yes.
And we all agree that as you're a bigger and bigger company, you're not. It's not as necessary because you have a built-in little bit of hype. But it would help if you did it anyway, and it comes down to money, right?
박수!
Overall, though, it's one of those things. It's never gonna hurt you. It'll always help you. I think that's what
it's
we're
not a
saying. But
harm.
let us know what you think about pre-debut work and how essential it is for the success of new groups. Boom. All right. State of the nation. Only real thing I have. Still addicted to that Genshin game. That's the first thing. That's real quick. Second thing is I watched Running Man yesterday.
Oh wow.
It had all 4 members of Blackpink on it. That was kind of cool.
Oh wow. Wasn't all 4 members of Blackpink also recently on Knowing Bros?
Yes, I think the same.
Yeah. Going hard in the paint with the variety.
And Blackpink doesn't always do a ton of variety. They've been on a lot of things, and I think that's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Also, their Netflix doc dropped.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. There's a Blackpink doc on Netflix. My sister watched it. Her main comment was that couple things. The first one, you see a lot of Teddy, where he's a very mysterious guy normally. He does a lot of the interview, like he gives a lot of answers during interviews. He goes over the group, about the members, how he feels about them. It seems that Teddy is more or less the shadow CEO of the company right now, is what a lot of people were saying. Like he's calling a lot of the shots.
He's the shadow producer, executive producer.
Yeah,
He
they
does
said
a lot more stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, on a music level, they say he pretty much has full creative control. They think.
Okay.
The funny thing my sister said is that Jisoo, she showed her Sangol, or face with no makeup. She said Jisoo's probably like top 5 most pretty people in the world. That's something like that.
Yeah, she's really pretty.
That was her other comment. Yeah. So that's all I kind of been doing. Anita, do you have some stuff before we talk about Show Me the Money?
I do. So I think last week I did mention that I was gonna check out NCT 2020 Resonance Part 1. So the album that they dropped with the recent comebacks. Just to check out if any of the B-sides stood out to me. Overall, though, the big picture of the album in comparison to Neozone, who was the 1 to 7 full-length album earlier this year. It's taking me a lot longer to get into the songs, and I don't know what it is, but I think I was discussing this with my sister, who's also a fan. She's been listening to it, and she actually bought the Neozone album not too long ago, and I guess maybe because I was listening to it a lot since she bought it, and I'm comparing it to each other like directly now. It feels like this album has a very interesting mix of like vibes that they're going for, very interesting like instrumentals, and I think for me, overall, a lot of the songs have a very interesting, like, weirdly retro vibe. And I don't know if that's the concept that they're going for with like the like past present type. They have like a past future version of the album, I believe. So I don't know if they're trying to evoke that, like, this is like the retro area of the song of the music version.
They're Avengers Endgame of K-pop.
Maybe.
But overall, harder to get into.
Yeah, a little bit harder. I did feel like I do have songs that I guess I would listen to more and I enjoyed more, but I can't say that it's like my favorite songs. I still think like the two title tracks that were released so far, so From Home and Make a Wish, are probably my top tracks of the album. But I guess I also wanted to shout out one song called Faded in My Last Song. It's more of a vocal
Interesting title.
Yep, interesting title. A vocal heavy song. And I don't know, I think instrumentally it's very interesting. There's like the piano, of course, in this, but it's like slightly out of tune. It's very interesting. And the melody is very, very nice, kind of R&B-ish, I would say. But so check that one out. There's like the way they divided this album, of course, they had NCT 127, NCT Dream had a track as well. NCT U with the lineup of the boss unit also had a track. Wavy has a track as well in Mandarin. So it's very interesting how they're incorporating all of the groups. I will still be listening to it because I feel like it might just be time that I need to get into the songs. But I feel like if I was going to buy an album, I would probably buy Neozone because of just the general feeling, I guess.
Yeah, maybe after some time the album will really resonate with you, Anita. Yeah.
Maybe. I'm still looking forward to part two.
Today?
Part two might be interesting. And I did want to shout out another song. Well, it's not a song, but it's the interlude in the album. And I think NCT has had a running record of where their interludes are really cool, and I wish there were actual songs, like full-length songs. And this one in particular sounds really cool. It starts off with like a city pop vibe, and then it switches to a very, very futuristic sounding, which I feel like is like the past going into the future thing. But I don't know, I wish it was a whole song.
It seems like there's a concept, but they're not executing it correctly, according to you.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm waiting for part two, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm waiting to listen to the entire album once the second part drops. Maybe I'll make some comments there, but it's a little concerning based on what you said so far. That being said, there is one album I want to shout out before you go into Show Me the Money 9. I'll make it really brief. There's a producer.
Wait, Doug?
No, I was gonna make some weird noises. Go, Warren.
Oh.
Why are you making weird noises? Okay, well, there's an album called Dragon Warrior by Fisherman. Fisherman is a producer, hip hop, R&B, whatever you want to do. Very interesting man. He puts in a lot of interesting noises. He is very, very eccentric, very minimal, but very effective. Jazzy R&B, very, very jazzy. And I'm not talking about like R&B jazzy. Like I'm talking about jazz, like jazz.
Jazz.
Yeah. And it's also at the same time very electronic as well, with like a whole bunch of like glitch and like 808s, and you have BY is a featuring artist, Kundi Panda, who I'll talk about in a second, is a featuring artist, Sumin, Kim Simya. So you got a whole bunch of great people. If you want to check out something new, something that is completely out of left field, this is the album. This is my top 5 album of the year so far.
Oh.
In every genre. Let's get to the main meat. Show me the money.
Check 1, 2. Yeah.
Season 9. Kicked off last week. Interesting BGM from provided by Mr. Douglas over here. Let's start with I have 3 points that I want to get to. First is some noticeable rookies.
Ooh.
We had some very interesting people. One of them was called Vice Versa.
Vice versa. Nice name.
I like
know,
that
right?
name.
He has a very unique flow. He sounds like he's kind of high on LSD a little bit.
Oh my.
He's a little, no, he's very degenerate.
Let's
But
get it.
Oh.
very addicting.
Yeah.
Green light on that GTA, according to him. Great stuff. So go check him out. He has been on my list of like very noticeable trap artists here. So good stuff. We got Wonstein, or
Wonstein.
Wonstein in Korean.
Wonstein. Huh.
He's in the same crew with Mad Clown. He did drop an album a month or so ago. And it's very, very unique. It's very dry, but at the same time, very palatably dry. It's very enjoyably dry, if that makes any sense.
Dry. Whoop.
So he was on the show. He had a very groovy kind of rap performance. That was pretty cool. Go check him out. We also had Kuni Panda, which
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, man. I think he is on track to be one of the most likely to win this year.
Really? Huh.
He has very like aggressive flow, very deep lyrics. Musically, he's very diverse. He has won Album of the Year a couple of years back. Probably on track to win Album of the Year this year with Garusaok. He's on same company with BY. That means something. He very unique flow, very, 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 very. Good song from Very Very this week. So moving on. We had a couple idols. Now,
We
I
did.
think the most notable for me was from Stray Kids, Sangbin. Justice was the judge, and not gonna lie, he was very yelly a little bit. He
Intense.
just kind of started yelling out of nowhere. And then I don't know, it was very sudden, but at the same time, it was, I don't know, I was kind of surprised. I was like, okay, I could kind of get to this. I was kind of grooving a little bit, and then he kind of stopped a little abruptly. Now, I wasn't sure if that was the end of the verse or if he's like on a cliffhanger. I think it's a bit of a cliffhanger because like I was there and I was like, oh man, like I want more. Like I need a couple more.
Was it
spikes.
was it the episode cliffhanger?
No. He just stopped rapping. This is it.
Weird. Okay.
It was a little strange, but I think overall I was kind of impressed. I think a lot of rap fans were either very impressed or very much like, I don't know who this kid is. I think we had a fair mix of both. Overall, very promising.
Nice. That's good.
Other idols who were not as noticeable in Warren's eyes, Pentagon's Usok appeared on the show, and I also heard that some of the TOO members came on the show.
Yeah, I think one of the Donkiz members was also on the show as well. If I remember
Don't
correctly.
kiss. Interesting.
I don't think Usok made a appearance. I don't think he had screen time. Don't quote me, but I think that's
He
how it
was really tall. He's like the tallest person in that room if he was there.
I mean, like, the camera isn't showing everybody all the time. I'm not gonna know
Never
who's the
mind
tallest or
then.
the shortest. But the main plot of episode 1 was surrounding two rappers and their beef a little bit. We got Mr. Swings over here, former
man.
CEO of IMJM, We the Plug Music, and this masked rapper called Cox Billy. COX Billy, like Billie Eilish Billy. And they have a little bit of a beef. A little bit. It's like nothing super interesting. But to kind of fill you guys in a little bit. Swings last year and Show Me the Money season 8 didn't get the most positive comments.
He was a judge, right?
He was a judge.
Yeah, he was a
And
judge.
there was a couple controversial choices last year with the judges. Like, not getting Zizo across into the next round, making Yuza do crew testing, whatever. Swings kind of took a lot of the blame there. He was, a lot of, I could go on to this forever, but he was the one who was like criticized a lot for the judges, and people started saying stuff like, hey, you know what? If Swings was to come on Show Me the Money, he probably wouldn't get past like round 2. Why is he such a big ass? Like people were like, he's not a good rapper. Why are people doing? Like this Swings fat guy over here. Don't guys say him both. This guy, let him stop. Make him stop. And if you listen to the entry rap video from Swings, a couple months ago, That's what he directly refers to as the reason of why he's showing up, because people have forgotten that he was who he is. He was on Show Me the Money season 2 as a contestant, which, let's be honest, guys, it was almost 10 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Like, 15-year-olds, they aren't gonna know that, you know, like, so I think he wants to prove himself, so that's why he's here. Cox Billy, on the other hand, has been criticizing all of Swings' actions, which sometimes he makes he brings in fair criticisms, where, you know, maybe Swings has favored people that he knows already and stuff like that. Swings has obviously attacked that, saying, no, I do not. There was a lot of diss songs with Cox Billy and Judge This. You know, Cox Billy's just straight up dissed a whole bunch of Indigo music people a couple months ago. To be fair, in my opinion, Cox Billy's tracks, not really that amazing to me personally. I think he still raps like he's from 2009, which is when he was originally active as Jeongyeon. I mean, whatever. Now, the show kind of ended on a note where they were like, "Oh, Swings made a mistake. Will he get the necklace, or will he get eliminated round 1?" I think if any of you guys have watched any Mnet show in the past 3 or 4 years, or any in the past 10 years.
The editing on Show Me the Money is particularly ridiculous.
It's particularly the worst.
Like, I remember once they were trying to like tease that BY was gonna verse C-Jam in a rap battle in like round 2 or 3 or something, and they had like it photoshopped, but you could see the curtain was on one side was moving and it wasn't on the other. Like,
yeah,
they do some like tomfoolery on that show sometimes with the editing. It's ridiculous. Now, and they don't even acknowledge the crap edit next week, the week after. Like, no, it's nuts.
They just act like it was never there.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's more tomfoolery to speak. And I guess, spoiler alert, because this is a spoiler for next week, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be right. If you look closely at some of the footage, so on the show, it looks like Cox Billy went first, dissed Swings on his face, and then Swings went after, flipped off Cox Billy. That's how the show made it look like. And then Swings made a mistake one night. Cox Billy did an Instagram live, and he was like, Swings didn't mess up. He didn't fumble up his verse. I don't know how Mnet did that, but he was like, Swings didn't fumble up his verse. And in fact, if you look at the show, when people are in lines, the contestants are going left to right. Now, Cox Billy was on the right side, Swings was on the left side. And the show made it look like Cox Billy went first. So they switched up the order. And now here is where it gets worse. If you look at some of the footage very closely on YouTube, there is something shining on Swings' hand behind his back. Like something very, very shiny. And if you've seen the Show Me the Money necklace, it's very, very shiny. So again, if this is your first time watching an Mnet show, which it shouldn't be, honestly, don't trust the editing.
Dumpster fire editing. In terms of the editing.
In terms of the editing.
I have a question. Like, you know, rap beef in Korea, right?
Yes.
This is considered a rap beef, right? Is this 100% certified Angus rap beef or not really?
I wouldn't really say it's rap beef, where like Swings is just like ignoring Cox Billy most of the time.
Is he like trolling him a little too? Is that a little
Cox Billy?
Yeah, is he trolling Swings?
He has a bit of a troll image on the internet as well. Like, so there's a big hip hop community in Korea called Hip Hop LE. The community is very active online. Cox Billy just randomly leaves comments all the time. And like it's become to the point where like nobody just replies to him anymore. They just ignore him. And like Cox Billy's like,
is he good though or not really?
The question should be: is he bad or very bad?
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's just doing it to make noise. It seems, right?
He is. Yeah. He just honestly just feels like he's copying off Mamiton, which is already like not really good. And then he's not even that good to begin with. Like at least Mamiton, Mad Clown was a good rapper. Cox Billy, Jeongyeon was never a good rapper to begin with, and you got this. Oh my goodness. So, poop it out, sir.
Are you pros? So you've seen the first episode. Are you excited for it? Like the season now? What did it do to your excitement level?
I think in general I'm excited. I think I'm generally excited to see where this goes. Generally, the odd seasons have been good seasons, and even seasons have been pointed to as like a little lackluster. Show Me the Money season 5, CJAM BY.
Oh wait, I didn't realize this guy was literally doing until you mentioned it, he's doing like a I'm gonna fake hide my
Yeah, he's doing the same
identity
thing
thing?
did. Yeah. He's like, I have a mask on.
It's only
Wow.
cool the first time. Oh my god.
He also did the same thing last year, by the way. He was on Show Me the Money season 8 as Cox Billy. And
This is so
yeah.
dumb. This is so dumb.
I don't know. It's a dumb looking mask to begin with. And then he had like a whole like Moonslang t-shirt.
He's 35 too, and he's doing this stuff. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Oh man. Yeah.
Not a great look.
Not a good look. No. And like even when he was younger, he was like, oh, like Oppa is such a player, like that. He was like
What?
always slimy, you know.
Okay.
Slimy kid.
All right,
Anyways,
we'll see though.
enough of my
hy-
personal
you
bias.
hyped,
Maybe
though?
you guys like Cox Billy. I don't know. Yeah, I'm super excited. Again, even season. Odd seasons have been traditionally like really good seasons. Like Show Me the Money season 5 had BOI and CJAM in it. 777 was Kid Millie, Lufla, Luke and Lufla, which not good news today. I'm sure you guys found out if you're interested.
They had a hash bash at that company. They all in trouble. So you can look up that legal news. They had a hash
Yeah.
bash.
So maybe this season will be good. We got good judges. We got a whole nice line of contestants. We'll see where this goes. I'm kind of curious, and you guys should be too.
Oh.
Oh man, look at that
okay.
pro-edited ending.
I got a message during the pod about some potential news. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but
Okay.
Big Hit Entertainment apparently received 3 patents from LG Electronics and Kimin Electronics on January 9th, so a while ago. And they said it was for central server and performance systems, so probably some kind of computing power. They really making a lot of this IT gains going on over there. That's crazy.
Big IT boys.
Yeah. It's been a long episode. A lot of crazy songs though. The next 2 weeks are also going to be full of comebacks. Yeah. A lot of songs, a lot of K-pop, a lot of fun, but enter the LOONA #album giveaways. Don't want to miss out on that. I believe it was on YouTube. Mention your favorite artist. On Discord, mention your favorite LOONA song. I think that's all we got this week. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me. We'll see you guys next time when we cover a bunch of songs, including the comeback of Twice. See you, everyone. Bye.
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 Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Based, Mina, Jenai, Goku Mama, Jacob, Nalfiar, NJ Park, Nam Wilson, Tier. Thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mod, Jacob, K-Music Erday, Malfiar, No Bias Luna, Tuggle, and Wolf297.